Look, we've got Karl Pilkington on tonight's show, as you're about to hear. But there's a bit right at the very end of the podcast that we couldn't allow to go out on air.
Because it's explicit.
There you go. It was explicit. It talks about a thing that's popped up a couple of times on this show, but it was a bit too X-rated for the live broadcast. Make sure you listen a little bit. Make sure you listen right to the very end. Here's the show.
Absolute Radio.
The Home Time Podcast with Bush and Richie.
Home Time with Bush and Richie. You are listening to Absolute Radio on a Monday night, and we appreciate it.
Absolute Radio.
The Home Time Podcast with Bush and Richie.
It's Home Time, it's a Monday night, and it is an honour to welcome to the show Mr. Karl Pilkington.
Nice one. Cheers for having me.
Hey, what at this time of the evening, what's your normal activities between 4 and 7? What are you up to?
This time of the year, once it starts going dark, it's sort of comfy pants on, Love Boats on in a bit, on CBS.
Nice.
Watch a bit of that.
You got tracky bottoms? You a tracky bottom owner?
They're not really. I have got tracky bottoms, but I've just got like grey comfy pants.
Would you leave the house in tracksuit bottoms? I mean, we weren't planning on having tracksuit bottom based chat, but
let's go with it.
Yeah.
It has made me think about an argument about 4 days prior.
Yeah,
when I went down to the supermarket and I was wearing mine, and I was told I'd looked the right state.
No, I think it's fine. I mean, I think slippers are the one where you just go, right, well, you really don't care anymore. If you're going outside in the slippers that are made for inside and you don't care anymore, that's the one for me.
But I would say that says you care less about the inside of your house than you do about what you care, what other people look at you like. Because surely, if you're going to get your slippers soiled, you come back in. What's the point of wearing slippers?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have slippers. I do socks.
Okay,
just socks. Anyway, so Sick of It's out. God.
Well, let's talk about Sick of It. Season 1, Season 2, you can get them right now. You can catch up on Sky box sets and Now TV as well. Am I right in saying this was your first foray into scripting, writing down, writing in that, like sitting at a typewriter like Jessica Fletcher?
Yeah, I've done books. I did like 7 books, and that involves sitting there and just thinking things through and writing it down. So it's a bit like that.
Were you scared of a sitcom? Like the concept of a sitcom?
I just call it like stories. I think sitcom makes it sound like it's going to be funny, and it's that sort of got a laughter track.
Yeah.
And it's all in one room and all that. I just think it's I just wanted something that feels real, and it's got a bit of heart to it, and it has ups and downs.
But what did you grow up watching when you, like, with similar ages? Would you have grown up watching, like, Are You Being Served and Porridge? And
they
all that
were
kind
on. Porridge was a good one, I suppose. And I saw that at Christmas. It was on again, that sort of film version. And I watched it again. I thought, yeah, that still sort of stands a little bit. It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I was watching Arvida's Aim Pet.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff was more about, like, the occasion of watching telly. My mum used to watch this thing called Flambards. And I don't really know what it was about, but I liked that I was sat down with my mum and she'd make a big plate of toast and a pot of tea, and it was more about that than I used to always say, Flambards is on tonight, and it wasn't really about Flambards. It was about just being with my mum and having a brew and toast.
Because Flambards is a nautical themed theme park down in Devon.
I went to that and I thought, oh God, was the TV show that big that it's got a theme but it's nothing to do with it? And I went and they had loads of empty spaces. It had like planes and tanks.
Yeah.
And they were all out at battle or something. They said, oh no, I don't know where the war was on, but it was literally like a car park with little tags of what this plane's called, and the plane wasn't there.
They're all being used. It was the standing army down in Devon for you.
Is that what it is?
I think it might be.
Right, well, look, we've got right off track. Karl, stay there. We're going to talk more about the Sick of It next.
Absolute Radio.
If you insist on listening to them in your own time, then we can't really stop you. Okay, let's get on with it then. The Home Time Podcast with Bush and Richie.
Monday's Home Time, Bush and Richie, Absolute Radio. Karl Pilkington still here. Now, Karl, much of this series, Sick of It, observations that you've made. What's the process you have when you're sitting down and writing the scripts?
I think everything that I've done, from radio to podcast to books to this, it's all based on, hopefully, on observation or thought that other people have had. There's no point doing weird stuff that people are going, what is he going on about?
Yeah.
You know, you can't. How's anyone going to relate if it's just, you know, if just doing something really odd?
But being that is the case, and you have these observations, have you ever thought about making the jump from writing and entertainment into power?
I'd like to see you maybe be the Manchester United boss. Imagine you're dressed for it now. You got that kind of sports look about you, Carl. Imagine you boss of Manchester United.
Late, isn't it? Who can go in and fix that?
I think you give it a good old go.
No, I feel sorry for Ollie. I mean, again, get annoyed.
What would be your managerial style?
Shouting. I'd be a Fergie thing. And to be honest, that was one of my New Year resolutions that I'm going to try and because Richard, who I did this with, I always struggle in life at getting points across. I know we're just chatting here and hopefully what I'm saying is clear, but sometimes I've got a lot going on in my head and it's trying to come out quicker than I can work it out.
Right.
When I'm trying to describe something, people sometimes just look at me like I don't know what you're going on about, and I get frustrated, and then I have to shout. If like nothing changes, I have to shout for people to understand that I'm not happy because they haven't got the words or the brain to do it in a calm but clever way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so in football, that would be the hairdryer treatment. You'd be a hairdryer type
it
guy.
It would, yeah. And I don't know if that would work in this day and age, you know, where the players who Fergie was sort of managing is different from your Pogbas and your Lingards now. Maybe shouting, they'd just go home and that'd be that. They wouldn't listen. It wouldn't work. But
you got the Tony Pulis type outfit on with the old baseball cap.
Very true.
Old school. But yeah, the position of power thing. The other thing with me is I can have a proper rant. I do it all the time with me girlfriend. I'm like, I have a proper moan, and she's brainier than me, and she'll go, well, you're wrong there because X, Y, and Z. And I'll go, oh, yeah. And that'll be that.
Right. Okay.
So I can feel like, you know, let's fight them on the beaches.
Yes.
And then someone will sort of go, you know, we can't, the tide's in.
Yeah.
And I'll go, all right, yeah. So it doesn't, you've got to be real. I'll tell you who I was watching online yesterday. Bertrand Russell.
Bertrand Russell?
No.
Like a philosopher. Old fella, dead now, died years ago. He was doing an interview and he had a really good answer to every question. His brain. I bet I've got his name wrong. But it's just like, you sort of go, how good must it be?
Right, again, look, we're well off track. Carl, stay there. Next, we're going to talk to you about remote controls and the British Transport Social Police.
Absolute Radio.
The Home Time Podcast with Bush and Richie. It's what happens when you take out all the music, travel, news, regular news, and adverts from the show. Unfortunately, it still contains the two of them talking.
Home Time on a Monday night, and Karl Pilkington is still here. Now, Karl, we had a bit of a furore on this show last week when we asked what each region around the UK calls its remote control. So Cornwall called it a jobby, Wales called it a wadger or whatever. You're from Manchester. What do you call the thing you change telly channels with?
I just go, turn it. I don't really call the thing. I just go turn it over. Or if I've got it, I do it.
But if you want to get it back, your missus has got it.
So,
and you
for
want
example,
it.
this is it.
This is the remote.
This is it.
I think I just go, pass us the remote.
There
It's the
you
remote,
go.
yeah.
Well, that, interestingly, is what we had down for London and the South East.
Yeah.
So, once again,
Thank
Carl,
you.
you've vindicated things
So
here.
Thank you.
what's everyone calling it around the country then?
So you're obviously from
I'm
Sale,
from
yeah?
Manchester, yeah.
I mean, I only need to go into...
And who's done this survey?
We kind of
did.
asked people.
So
We're
you said-
living in. We've been relocated by MI5.
But how many people? So say if someone called it what did you just call it? The Wanga.
Wadger.
Wadger, right? So say how many people have called it? How many people have had to call it a Wadger before?
One.
Right, okay then.
So, in Wales, it's the Wadger. Cornwall, Devon, the Jobby. You got the Thingy in your central sort of home counties.
Yeah.
Your Flicker in London.
Yeah.
Buttons in the South East. Blobber in the Midlands.
But surely if someone says thingy, they also might use that when talking about something else that's there. Isn't that
Shoehorn.
just yeah.
I guess this one's the test. You're from Manchester. The presser.
As in an iron.
No, the remote control. According to our survey...
The presser?
The presser. In
I
your
have
Lancashire-
never heard... I've been on this planet 47 years and I go back and forth. I've never heard anyone go,
Okay.
the presser, so...
Pass us the presser.
Thought we were getting somewhere with that
Thought you
one.
might be
been
helping
that
us there, Carl.
feature.
Okay. Thanks
Well,
very much.
One other thing that we do is we run the British Transport Social Police. We're on at home time. People are heading home. Public transport is the bane of our lives. We try and have a constitution of the rules of social behaviour, whether it's on the tube, the bus, the train. Is there anything that particularly gets your goat that we could add to our fluid rules for this particular feature?
I'm terrible in public spaces. In a way, I'm not good with someone talking. I mean, I was on the train a couple of weeks ago with Suzanne, and someone was emptying his pockets on the table. I don't know if he just robbed a fag machine but the amount of change he had. And do you know that? He doesn't just go down, it's that sort of cling, and then some are spinning.
Yeah.
And then he was doing that thing of counting it like he was working in an arcade. Do you know, on the counter? Like scrape. And I couldn't see how much change he had, but it sounded a lot, and it was, the longer it went on, it's like, how much money has he got? But it's that thing of, why isn't he sat there thinking, this could be annoying people?
Yeah.
I almost want to do the same back to see if...
Get your change out.
To see if they suddenly go, that's annoying.
Yeah.
And I wish I could be like them. I kind of think, God, it must be great just to be so unaware.
But you know the whole point of the sick of it is the other voice in your head doesn't worry about what other people think. Well, maybe that's the liberation of it. You don't live in a way that you don't care what other people think, whether it's annoying people.
Is that a good way of living?
I don't know. Can we live that way?
That'd be horrendous.
It'd be horrendous.
Yes, it would be horrendous.
I mean, I said a couple of weeks ago that fireworks for me is the thing that is kind of someone going, I'm just going to make a load of noise. I've bought these. I'm celebrating. It's kind of like, but I'm very happy for you that you're having some do. But why has everyone else got to know?
Yeah.
Why is everyone... I'm just making noise because it's my birthday. They never let you know. I've got a couple of cats. The cat's terrified. It's like the cat's out. The fireworks are going off. And they go on and on. For me, it's kind of... live and let live, but I don't need to know about it.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, so that's what I'd do if I was in charge.
If you were in power, straight back to the beginning.
There we go. You know,
but that's respect. That's going back to something that we had years ago.
When you first came in the studio this evening, you said to us, you said, I hope you don't need snappy answers. And it's actually just taking about 25 minutes to answer whether you'd ever entertain being in power.
I know.
And I love that.
I know. Aren't you best play a song, or is that it?
We want to urge people, sick of it, we absolutely loved it. Seasons 1 and 2 right now on Sky Box Sets and Now TV as well. Karl Pilkington, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us in. It was good, that.
Absolute Radio.
Here's the bit we were talking about that there was no way was ever going to go out live.
And our listeners always tweet me and say I'm wearing wank pants. They call them my wank pants.
What does that mean?
Well, I guess there's the elasticated waistband.
Why does that help?
I don't know. It's them. It's nothing to do with me. It's them saying it. I don't know whether it's...
It's a cracking start, this, isn't it?
It's a cracking start. I just think it's unfair. This is what I've had to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that... I've never heard that expression. You've sort of thrown me a bit. I don't know...
I can't
full
believe...
disclosure.
I just said I was watching Love Boat.
I can't believe there's an expression that you haven't heard. That stunned me.
Yeah, there you go. You can throw that one in sometime.
Yeah, but you'll have to tell me after what it actually means.
Well... Grey tracky bottoms.
Yes.
I think they're insinuating, as Richie's just pointed out, that the elastic is the ease of access.
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think the colour's the issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we cut you in on that right at the start of the chat.
Your life is that busy? Is it that people need to... Good God, maybe you haven't got time to do that sort of thing if you go have easy access.
Would you...
Is this on? Is this part of the chat
This
now?
is it. This is the chat,
it.
mate.
Yeah.
God,
Well, yeah.
Absolute's changed a lot since I've listened to it.
What makes it to air is another matter, yeah. This podcast has been exterminated.
Right, enough of the Dalek
Sorry.
thing now.
I just realised I could do it.
This is an impression that you had no idea you could do. Any other stuff that's there that you might...
I find that quite often the best impressions, you discover them by accident.
I think we've all discovered that tonight. What a wonderful moment we could all share together. It's Duo, the band.